I think it has something to do with me just being like so ADHD while I'm speedrunning. Like I just cannot focus. It's like it becomes so rote. Like it's something you've done so many times and it just becomes second nature that anything that catches your eye or you start daydreaming or whatever, I just like I can't keep myself focused on the speedrun intently time after time. And then I just make mistakes. But yeah, when I move around corners and stuff, you can see how delayed the fox movement is. Like it, you know, he travels into an arc like a little bit after I move the joystick, which I always thought was interesting. It gives you a sense of how like the movement is not super straightforward. It has like a heaviness to it. So you definitely have to have like a feel for it. See, when I can focus, I feel like I nail a lot of these opening sections. But the only way for me to like stay happy and not like really mad at myself every time I attempt another run like this, I usually have like Dangers or some other chill streamer like on in the background to keep me like not focused 100% on it. It's a very weird give and take for me. It feels like I won't get as mad if I'm not as focused on it, but then I just don't perform as well either. Sometimes they just like they don't even get their tongue out. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, I usually just take it in stride. Like, you know, I won't focus. Oh, that was a little delayed. This is bad. Okay. Actually, that one hit, we need to take a hit somewhere. So, like, if it happens early, that's fine. Usually, you just take 2 or 3. Because they all kind of queue up one after the other. Okay. Again, I literally just rub up against that ladder until I see the A button light up. Like, I cannot tell where I am at all. Okay, that's pretty good. That was weird. Do you like being able to see the button inputs? I feel like that would help other people watching my runs. Because it's not always... Jesus Christ. Getting off that lip is sometimes so awkward at 120. Yeah, I think it would be more for like if you were going back or you were watching my run on speedrun.com or something, that you could see like, oh, I see how he does that movement, or that's when he presses X or something like that. Like if you were learning, not like watching it in real time necessarily, although it is kind of cool telemetry to see. Okay, I'm gonna take 2 hits here. But they usually fire one right after the other, so it's fine. So you can see when I do movement with the D-pad versus the joystick, right? And when I flick with my stick and stuff, it's pretty cool. I think it's neat. I think it makes sense for just speedrun content, you know. Dude, yeah, this layout would never be used for anything but speedrunning because it's specifically designed to put chat and the live split on the screen at the same time, while live split is in the vertical, like tabular layout, instead of the little pill bar at the bottom. And then the input display and Leroy are just kind of bonuses because I just have that extra space. The game output window is actually pretty small compared to the one I normally use. That's how smooth it's supposed to be every time. You equip the stick as you're rolling out. See, that's how it's supposed to work. You hit those 2, you roll forward, you grab the ladder like through the rubble, and then you're fine. But sometimes it just doesn't work. So you go around those bushes there because you want to aggro that guy. So you hit the bushes while he's coming toward you, and that way he's perfectly set up to dodge through. Otherwise, you kind of have to wait him out. All right, here we go. I almost forgot this is all bosses. Yeah, literally the only difference in this category is that you have to kill that guy instead of run past him. I'm ashamed to admit that the first time I played this game, like casually, I did die to him, and I was very upset because I like knew he was an easy enemy, and I just like took it for granted, I guess. I don't know. Sick. This is actually a pretty decent time, especially for having to take. Dude, fuck. Okay, well, never mind. The only thing I don't have on here is like the D-pad inputs, but that would only be like hyper specific to Tunic. So I might do that eventually, but I think it's also pretty self-explanatory like when that happens, especially on the more basic runs that I'm doing. Here we go. weird. I get on the lip of that just so I can roll forward into the water. I'm stuck on something. Please leave. That is rude. It's been a long time since I forgot to turn left there. Okay, that was smooth. Nice. Unfortunately, the input display also kind of spoils how some mechanics work, where like without it you wouldn't really know how I'm doing what I'm doing, which kind of preserves the mystery of the game. You shouldn't be watching this account otherwise, but you know what I mean. Sick, that was really fast. Alright, can we survive the Dark Tomb? I have not gotten past that tonight. Chili's. Baby back ribs. Dude, I haven't been to a Chili's in years. Nah, Dark Tomb is actually not too bad. I'm fine with it at this point. I mean, I can still definitely make mistakes, but... Bring forth the dandruff. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Dude, I'm gonna die again. What? Okay, this sucks. God, alright, whatever, we'll do it. I'm gonna probably take a lot of damage here, but then we'll solve it in a second. While we're on the ladder, I'll do this. Okay. Actually, still a really good time, so I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's silent. It's the C code that lowers your magic in speedrun mode. Actually, I think it works without speedrun mode as well, but... Or it lowers the cost of Ice Beam. But it also just like puts a magical aura around you. And that can help you see where you're at in the dark. It doesn't actually like light anything, but it it's easier to see your position in the room instead of second guessing it. Or I didn't mean to aggro them early. That's a little scary. Usually I run a little south of that. It is funny that they all hit each other, like... That was a little slow. Okay, we have a problem. That got a little weird. That's why I put the ice beam combo on, just in case things get a little out of hand. I'm just trying to think if I want to save in Zig. I'm gonna guess not. Well, this is just for practice anyway. I think I should be putting glass cannon on after I hit the bell. I love that he like targets you afterwards. This is like a route diversion. for all bosses and any percent, but I think I might keep it in the marathon safe route. Just have extra berries, would be nice. They're hard to come by normally. Yeah, I have muffling bell on right now, Zuna, so like that's why we go out of our way to do that first. Go around. And that way, like, basically it just makes my cone of like aggro, like when people can see me, just like very tiny. It actually changes the AI behavior of like a lot of encounters, because like the distance you travel before things like spawn is just weird. So there's a good chance I'm gonna die in here, but we should probably just finish the run either way. Am I stuck somewhere? No, we're good. So I'm already way damaged down, but that's exactly what we want. Right? Because that means we can do a lot of damage to the administrator and get that fight over with quickly. Yes, it is very funny that they look at you before they can see you. I'm gonna try not to do 3-hit combos here. I'm just gonna do 2-hit combos, repeat. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough magic. Well, all you have to do is look at your dagger. If you have 2 dagger hits, you're fine. Yeah, that technique of just using 1-2 is like, it's way faster, and it seems to be a lot more consistent, because I was missing a lot with the thrust at the end of the combo for whatever reason. Okay, I'll remind myself again that when we switch to all relics, I gotta pick up those lures. I skipped 3 lures on this route, and I skipped the shortcut when we come back from Atoll. Okay. And now we wait. You see what I mean, though? This layout is a little garish when the game is like super dark. The white outlines just stand out a lot. It would be better if I switched to my dark layout here, but it's just a speedrun, it's fine. Speedruns are not known for their aesthetically pleasing layouts, right? Okay, gotta get those firecrackers, because we ran out dispatching our guard captain. So now we have 5. 5 or 6? 5, I think. We're gonna need one to Death Warp here, and need one to Death Warp after the Librarian. Dude, I can never get that right. Luckily, it's pretty easy to recover from, but I really need to practice that. I don't know why that happens to me so often. So we got the chili, so we can raise our attack stat 1 more, which is actually mandatory to be able to clear this boss in the amount of magic we have. So when I get here, I'm gonna do the C code, and then I'm gonna eat the chili here, and then here we go. Sick. How to win a tunic. Step 1, get shot in the face. Yeah. Oh no. So now what I'm worried most about is the air fight. But that's okay. We gotta get there first, so let's not count our chickens first, or whatever that expression is. I don't know. Don't at me. Who says that anymore? Yeah, we get shot on the way to Siege to damage down, and then we basically carry that health all the way to the end of the Librarian fight. Just old people things, you know? Yeah, my dad says that all the time. Don't at me. That's what I meant, not the chickens thing. Dude, come on. I even rolled to get him out of there. That's fine. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna take a little time loss here just to make sure I get enough magic to beat the Librarian. Like 10 is fine, but it's like just enough. So I'm gonna just like soak up a second or two and just get some of the magic that drops here. So we've still got Muffling Bell on so that I can sneak past the crabs this way. And as soon as I start praying here, we switch to RTSR. Move the cursor to the sword. It's so creepy when there's no music here. Okay. And now while we're walking up, we do the C code. I actually think that's fine. And we still have 3 firecrackers, so we're fine. Do I throw it? Do I throw the grenade? I'm gonna try something different this time. I think Hyken told me you have more control over your death if you just warp out. So like you come in here. Yeah, I like that. Because if you die in the other cutscene, you can't get into your menu. Alright, wish me luck. This can go bad very quickly. And has gone bad very quickly for me before. Hell yeah. So that was 19:29:34, 25 seconds slower than my PB in any percent. It was a 33:09. So it did not take 25 seconds to fight the, you know, the guard captain, but that's just because some of the other parts of the run were a little sloppy. I think mostly at the beginning. Hey, I gotta finish. I'm done. Silent, don't ever run this category. Let me have this one. I'm just kidding. If you want to run this, be my guest.